What's good, y'all? Zaya X back again for another response vid. This time, the topic of conversation was brought up by BehindTheSole. I'm gonna go ahead and flash his information right here, as well as his YouTube page, and the video that I'm responding to will be down in the description below. And big shout outs to him for hitting me and asking me my opinion. Always appreciated when my opinion is wanted. Topic of conversation is why cop a shoe if you are not a fan of the player. I had to really give it some thought because on one hand, I believe that's correct. Why cop a shoe if you're not a fan of the player? Why rock his stuff if you don't really like him? But on the other hand, I'm a shoe head. So when I cop shoes, I don't cop it because the player, the majority of the time, 99% of the time when I cop a shoe, it has to do with the colorway. Like whether I like the colorway or not, whether I think it's dope on feet. I don't rock stuff to be associated with the player, to be associated with the group, nothing like that. Unless I'm rocking like a tee that represents my crew or something like that. Shoes are a form of representation, a form of freshness. When I go out, I want you to say, damn, 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 his foot game is proper. What I did was I brought out some examples of some shoes, and I'll go ahead and run through the examples and kind of give you sort of a feel of, kind of what I'm saying. To start it off, this is a Barkley. Huge fan of Barkley. He was always one of my favorite players. So when his shoes come out, I look forward to his shoes coming out. You may not see me cop like the first day because I know that there's hype on other things. So if I know that there's hype on other things, then I know that that's gonna drive down the price of the player that I actually like. Because ain't nobody gonna be looking for, a Barkley when they're out looking for Jordans, LeBrons, Kobe's, all that. Y'all go ahead and spend y'all money over there. I'll wait till this sits on shelf for a little bit and then gets a price deduction, and then I get, I cop a deal. If I could get a deal on every shoe, then, that's my objective. So in that case, I'm a big fan of Barkley. I do rock his shoes. Next is the Nike SB Huxtable. And when I think of this, I don't think of a player, I think of the actual sport. I never skateboarded a day in my life. No offense to skateboarders, no offense to that culture, because that's a whole culture within itself. My response to that is, does this really look like a shoe that somebody would be skateboarding in? Some of you are gonna say yes, just to say yes. So then the next question would be, why does a skateboarder need a quick strike to skate in? Even though it says Nike SB on it, 90% of these shoes, I'm sorry, are not produced for skateboarders. 100% of the people online that wait out and either camp or get to the store, and the majority of those people are not skateboarders. Nike is not producing these crazy colorways for skateboarders. I'm sorry. It may say skateboarding on it, but it's not made for skateboarders. It may be built to skateboard in it, but it's not made for skateboarders. Skateboarders don't need a quick strike. Skateboarders don't need limited release shoes. You think a skateboarder is gonna pay, over retail? It'll be crazy if the skateboarder wants to pay retail for this. You think they're gonna pay over retail for this? $200-$300? Some Heinekens? Let's say some Heinekens. You think a skateboarder wants some Heinekens to skate in? Of course not, man. At the same time, I think that we kind of damage that market a little bit though, because we drive that price up. So now the skateboarder, the average skateboarder that is not really into fashion, he just wants to use him to skateboard, now he has to pay a different price than probably he would have paid if we weren't so into this shoe. Do I support the skateboarding? No, I don't support the skateboarding. And my apologies to the skateboarders, no offense to them. But it's a hot shoe, I'm a cop it. Next is the LeBron. Particularly I choose this one, the 9, because I was a big hater of the 9. When I first saw the 9, I swore that I would never buy a pair. Fortunately, when you're a shoe head and you're like me, colorways grab my eye, man. And it's undeniable that the colorways of the 9 are what saved the shoe. Not a lot of people were feeling the 9. Colorways really changed people's mind and really made them say, well, I'm gonna give this shoe a chance. But I am a fan of LeBron James. I do like LeBron James. I'm not a hardcore fan, nothing like that. I'm a simple fan, so yes. But when I cop his shoes, I don't feel that I'm supporting LeBron James. At the end of the day, I'm giving my money to Nike. LeBron James is simply an employee of Nike, okay? He gets paid to rock these shoes. He gets paid to do press conferences. He gets paid to, support what they're doing for him. So at the end of the day, I don't feel that I'm giving my money to LeBron James. I feel that I'm giving it to Nike. Alright, yeah, so here we have another example. We have the Kobe Galaxy. Kobe being a player that I really don't like that. Like, I'm not saying that I hate Kobe, but I'm not really a big fan. But the shoe is cracked. The first Kobe that I ever spent money on, the colorway was just sick with the print on it. Just a dope shoe. So whether I like Kobe Bryant or not, you know, that doesn't take away from the fact that the shoe is hot. And at the end of the day, I'm a shoe head. So I'm gonna go with what I think is hot. I thought these were crazy. I thought these were bananas, and I made sure I copped me a pair. I don't feel that the money goes into Kobe Bryant's pocket. Kobe Bryant is an employee. That's pretty much it. It's not like he's sitting in there designing the shoe by himself. You know, it's not like the company is Kobe Bryant and he's the one that's designing the shoe and putting it out himself. No, he probably gives some feedback to Nike, and then Nike produces the shoe that's comfortable for him. But I look at this as a shoe to rock over the actual player, so if you want to call it. Alright, y'all, so my last shoe is the Citrus 9s. If you know me, if you follow me, if you fuck with me on that type of level, then you'll know that I'm not a big fan of Jordan Brand. A lot of people get that mistaken. That doesn't mean I'm not a big fan of Michael Jordan, and I'm not gonna say that I'm a huge fan of Michael Jordan like other people would say, oh well, no, like I'm just, you know, he was a good basketball player, don't get me wrong, like the man did his thing, but there's other players, and you know, I can't jump on the hype of these shoes strictly off of the fact that it's Michael Jordan. You guys are buying, like, well, it's in my opinion that people are buying retros because, you know, you're living in the past of an old shoe and you're trying to find memories in that old shoe, but the thing is that it's just not the same. Jordan Brand should be ahead of everyone else, because if you see some of the Jordan Brand shoes that are not retros, they're amazing in quality. And then you have your, you know, the shoes that made you what you are, that, you know, they don't really put a lot of effort into. Citrus 9 is just one of the few that I like. I'll tell you this, my non-support for Jordan Brand doesn't go as far as occasionally buying a shoe. It does go as far as me saying that I would never, ever, ever camp. I think I did one time, and the one that I did camp for was the shittiest quality. So it's like, it was actually like a slap in the face. Like, the one time that you did do it, look, you got burned. And that was the Altitudes. With that being said, that's sort of like my take on it. How do I feel about, you know, buying shoes and not really supporting the player? I think I support the player in all of these except really for Kobe Bryant. I'm not really a big Kobe Bryant fan, but at the end of the day, it's fashion. You know, we're gonna cop what we like, and that's what's really important. Copping what you like, not because it's not being hype or hypey. None of that, man. Cop what you like because you have to work for that money to get that shoe. Just think about that, man. Like the hard work that you put in. For the people that work, you know, because there's some people that don't work, that their parents give it to them or whatever the case. And like, yo, listen, I don't knock those people either, because one day your parents gonna get tired of buying them damn shoes, and you're gonna have to buy your own shoes, and then we'll see. By then, you'll have grown out of it, because that's what happens. Like when stuff is given to you for free, then it's all good and all dandy. But then when you gotta pay for it out of pocket, then people tend to use, oh, I grew out of it. No, you didn't grow out of it. You just finally realized that, you know, it ain't cheap to do this. Shout out to Behind the Sole for looking out for, you know, presenting that question and asking me to respond. This video is probably long as hell, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it short. But everybody stay up, stay fresh, man. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.